Hi there, everyone. I'm Natalie, and this is Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, the 7th game in the Nancy Drew computer game series. Her Interactive has announced that they are releasing Mystery of the Seven Keys on May 7th, and I'm trying to play through as many as, if not all, of the Nancy Drew games as I can before I play that one. So, let's get started.
Welcome to my latest case, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial.
Great. I'm gonna play on Junior just for time's sake.
Dear Ned, remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his office? Well, she just bought a house in Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as his country getaway. We're talking major fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up. First, this big tree fell down behind my car and has me totally blocked in. And then I discovered that Sally's gone. She left a note that suggested something terrible happens here at night. She's supposed to call me from her car. So here I sit, writing to you while I wait for the phone to ring. It's nighttime, and although part of me is dying to know what frightened Sally away, another part of me is starting to feel a little uneasy. I'll let you know what happens. Ever yours, Nancy.
Okay. Spooky. So... let's see. The phone is ringing. I'm not going to answer it just yet because I want to go do a couple of things first.
I'd better wait until daylight.
Okay, I can't do that yet, but I can.
It's not safe to take the boat out at night.
Okay, maybe I can't do that. Okay, hold on. In that case, I'm going to ignore the phone and I'm going to go to bed real quick and make it morning. And this is just gonna save me a little bit of time because if I can come outside and look at the boat. And actually, before I go down there, I want to grab...
Looks like paw prints.
Whoa, paw prints? Must be a dog or something around. I don't know. I want to grab this bucket and come down to the boat.
The boat's full of water.
And see that it's full of water so that I can deal with that. Because as you can see, they won't let you come down here at night. And this just saves me a little bit of time to see...
the spark plug is missing.
We are also missing a spark plug, which, that's not good, and we're going to need to talk to Sally about that in order to fix that problem, and, as you can see, Sally still has not shown up, even though we've been here now for a whole night. So we're just gonna go back to bed, and hopefully she'll contact us at some point, but, yeah, I just wanted to take care of that real quick. That's not normally the order that you just play the game in if you're just playing it for the first time, but anyway, here's the note from Sally. It says, Nancy, I'm really, really sorry, but I just can't face another night here. I'm going to my aunt's in Philadelphia. Door is open. Make yourself at home. We'll call you from my car, Sally. And then she gives us her phone number and says, please don't hate me. So, yeah, Sally just bailed on her house guest. Invites Nancy out here to stay with her and then just disappears. We also have these notes all over the place. This one says, get the well water tested ASAP. We're gonna see a lot of those. And since Sally isn't here and I'm on my own, I guess I'll just make myself at home. Here's a map. From Harry to George. Happy fishing. The cemetery is hard to find. Got lost a whole bunch. Cemetery? Oh, and the phone is ringing again. Cool. So now, I am going to answer it.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's Sally. We have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off. But did you see my note?
Yes, are you all right?
No, I feel awful bailing on you like that. You must think I'm such a flake.
I'm just worried about you. What's wrong?
I couldn't stand the thought of spending another night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
Scared?
What's to be scared of? It's so peaceful and quiet here.
Yeah,
Just
it's
wait
lovely.
until it gets dark. Then you'll see. What am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Let me put it this way. Unless someone who just happens to have a chainsaw just happens to come by, my car's not going anywhere.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway. Oh, they told me it was in danger of falling over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it.
Relatable.
Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look. I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
Okay, and this is why I went to go look at that boat before talking to Sally.
Your boat's missing a spark plug, Sally. It's not going anywhere.
Then listen to me. Go around the house and lock all the doors and windows. Do that right now.
There aren't any locks on the doors and windows. What are you so
Concerningly.
afraid of?
The dogs. Those dogs. Out of nowhere. They're outside howling and snarling. Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs? Hello? Did you say dogs? Hello?
So at this point, I'm way less concerned about dogs and way more concerned that there aren't any locks on the doors and windows. Mice? Because this is like... Hello?
What is that?
It's probably fine. Yeah, there aren't any locks on the doors and windows, which is concerning because this is like out in the middle of nowhere and it could be axe murder territory and get dead tree cut down. Well, too late for that. Yeah, anyway, I would be concerned to be staying in this little cabin out in the woods all by myself, with no locks at all on the doors and windows. Sally should really get some
Leaves that
installed.
appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When swans drift by on shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in the summer dew. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long gray night.
Okay. Cool. Lovely poem. Yeah, this place is a little shabby inside, but...
Rotten floorboards, watch your...
Ah! Okay, I take it back. It's a lot shabby inside. Yeah, no, it's a nice little cabin though. I would totally fix this place up and live out here by the lake. But I would definitely make it a priority to get some locks on my doors and windows, and also fix those floorboards so that I didn't fall through them and die. That's just me though. Sally can do whatever she wants, whatever floats her boat.
It's stuck.
I don't know.
I need some sandpaper.
I do need
It's
some
stuck.
sandpaper. It's stuck. Lots of dog stuff. That owl sure is persistent, huh? Yeah. Can I go this way?
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight.
Well, that's helpful. That's very nice. Yeah, there's the dead maple over there. Where's Nancy's car? It seems to be gone? Huh. Not great.
Those look too rotten.
Okay. Too rotten. Yeah, so we might as well fix the floorboards. Okay, that's locked. There's another one.
I better be careful.
What Okay. I will, Nancy. Don't worry. We're just taking a little midnight stroll out in the moonlight. I think I'm gonna go this way. Yeah. Ooh, that's a creepy noise. Oh look, a cemetery. Wow. Not terrifying.
These look like dog tracks.
Hey, just like by my well. Hello? Oh, it's open. Can I just... Okay. Wow. Wild. Yeah. So, anyway, these 3 boards should be enough to take care of, that floorboard. Let's see if I can find my way out of these woods without getting lost. Which I might already be, actually. Oh, no, I'm not. There we go. Found... Once you've played this game enough times, you kind of, like, unintentionally memorize the route to get to and from the 1 or 2 places that you need to go. But we do have our handy-dandy map here, should we need it. And Nancy is dutifully writing little helpful landmarks along the way here, like fallen tree and log and yellow ribbon, which is very helpful for navigating through the woods. What else do we have around our property here? We've got a shed.
A face only a gnome could love.
That's kind of mean, Nancy. Aha, key. Good. Also, Hotchkiss's ski boots and the iron from Message in a Haunted Mansion. Man, we're just collecting all kinds of little souvenirs here.
Oh, the key broke off.
Oh no!
It's locked.
Well, it's
There's
a good
got to
thing
be another way to get this open.
I found a random screwdriver out in the boat. Oh yeah. Excellent. Okay, so now I have a hammer and nails and a gas mask. I'm sure that will be super useful. Excellent. I feel prepared for just about anything at this point. And I'm going to go fix my floorboards. We'll just take that off of Sally's plate so that she doesn't have to worry about it, because we're kind, good house guests. And also, I want to know what that note on the wall over there says. Actually, did I already find out what it said? Rotten floorboards, watch your step. Yeah, okay, that is what it says. This wallpaper's peeling away. Sally should really do something about that, huh? And we have a PDA in this game, because that's like the height of technology at the time. We have Nancy's case notes in it. I like that they put a little plug-in for the Her Interactive website where they have all of the Nancy Drew creators stuff, and there's also, there still are, and were at the time, message boards that are helpful for getting hints and things. Super, super fun back in the day. I think they're still functioning now, but they're not nearly as popular as they used to be, since we now also have like YouTube tutorials and social media for community stuff and things like that. But we also have telephone numbers in here. Yeah, and that's Nancy's PDA in this game. So, let's go. Okay, that owl. We really should go tell it to be quiet, because we might want to go to bed soon, and it's going to be awfully hard with it making that racket.
Something's out there.
Now look what you've done.
Oh, hello.
That was a Strixvaria. At least I think it was. Never know for sure now, will I?
I'm sorry, who are you? Where did you come from?
I'm sorry, but you startled me. What are you doing out here?
Birds. I'm trying to look for birds. What are you doing out here?
I live here.
My name's Nancy Drew. Didn't you hear all those strange noises?
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up. Where'd you come from, anyway?
I'm staying here in the old Malone place.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
What do you know about the woman living here?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
Doesn't it bother you that you're trespassing on her property right now?
What do you think was scaring her?
Was it
The
you?
dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone. Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away, his 4 dogs went running off into the woods and were never seen again. People would just hear them, howling like their hearts were broken every night until one by one, they all died and went silent. But every time someone tries living in the Malone house, back they come.
Wait.
Are you saying Sally's house is haunted by ghost dogs?
Every night, ever since she moved in, you could hear them howling. And some nights the dogs would appear outside the house, running around, snarling and barking and throwing themselves at the doors and windows. And then they'd be gone. They're buried in the cemetery just beyond the house, you know. Them and Malone, both.
Did they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
It probably wouldn't be prudent to tell this strange man that the doors don't actually have locks on them.
Why haven't the police investigated?
This isn't New York City, Miss Nancy Drew. All they got around here is one officious little park ranger.
Ooh, good
And all
word.
Jeff Akers does is sit around all day trying to figure out how he can get himself transferred out of here to a bigger park.
So, what are you doing here?
Do you live close by?
I just come to Moon Lake in the spring to look for birds. Got an observation platform just up the path, kind of my base camp, and I've got a little outboard down there on the lake. Left my car at the big dock up lake. Don't really need it.
That's trespassing, Red.
Are those the ghost dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I think it would be a good idea if I went my merry way and you got yourself back inside that house.
One more thing. The water in Sally's well needs to be tested. How do I do that?
Get a sampling kit from Jeff Akers. Ranger station's on the east side of the lake. Good luck, Miss Nancy Drew.
Thank you, Mr. Red Knot. Okay, so at this point, I can wander if I want to. If I follow him to his observation
This must be
platform-
Red's observation platform.
He's not here, so where did he go? He's probably chasing that Strix varia still, which I think is actually just Latin for, like, owl. Or, like, it's a specific kind of owl, probably, but it's basically just an owl. So, oh, dogs are howling. Oh. Fun. Is this gonna be an all-night thing, or... Oh,
This is not good.
oh no. Oh no. Is it over? Oh, good idea. Look out the window, Nancy. Why are their eyes doing that? Ah! Ooh, scary. Let's go see if we can go pet that dog. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Wait, where'd they go? Doggos. Doggos. Oh, they gone. Okay, well. Lovely. Let's go see if Red is home. Hello. Hi.
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Does that mean you'd like me to call you Mr. Red Knot?
All right, then. Hello, Nancy. Now put a muffler on it, would ya? I just heard a cerulean warbler.
Oh.
Really? Are they rare?
Something tells me they're gonna be with you around. You didn't come up here to chit-chat, did you?
Are you out here all by yourself?
I came to see birds, not people. The more people there are in a forest, the fewer birds there are. It's a fact of life. Reason I like to come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
You don't happen to have any spare spark plugs lying around, do you?
What's a pretty young lady like you know about spark plugs?
Excuse you?
Enough to know that the engine on Sally's boat is missing one, and that I'm going to be stuck here unless and until I replace it.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
You mean you have a spark plug I could buy?
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket.
That is
Question is, if
coincidental.
I give you one, what do I get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
Sure. What would you like me to take pictures of?
Birds, of course.
Of
There's a
course.
couple of birds I'm supposed to take pictures of for PEPSOB. That's
Pepsol.
People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can recognize them by their songs, which are on this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
What was that, Red?
I know I can.
Here's everything you'll need. M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Only when I'm on fire.
Oh, you're a spunky one, aren't you? Well, these woods may not look it, but they're tinder dry. One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So watch what you do. 'Cause if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore, I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
Alright, so that's Red Knot, and once again, because I already went and looked at the boat, I could have that conversation with him about the spark plug. I wasn't going to be able to do that otherwise, until the next night, so just a little bit of a time saver there. Cool, so that's pretty much it for tonight. Let's go ahead and make it morning so that we can, use our boat and get to work. So, yeah, I don't know why Red thinks it's okay to just build himself a little platform on somebody else's property and watch for birds, but then again, I guess Sally hasn't really done anything about it, so maybe the property line ends like right before you get there or something.
I gotta have some torque.
I gotta have some torque. Well, I got a screwdriver here, Nancy, so that is what I've got. Okay, so it was what? Plus, negative, plus neutral. Okay, so the neutral one is gonna be, we want that in the middle. I know that. I always forget whether plus is all the way in, like positive, and negative is all the way out, or if it's reversed. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it that way first. And if that turns out to be wrong, we'll know it shortly. So, okay, we want our life jacket. Let's give that a go. Nope, that was
Something
not
must be
correct.
very wrong with this engine.
Yeah, Nancy, it's just that I am not good at fixing engines. Okay, so let's try the positive ones all the way out and the negative one all the way in. And that should be right now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's start with M's Emporium. Oh, someone in the comments section just pointed out that it is the 94th anniversary of Nancy Drew. So, happy 94th anniversary of Nancy Drew, everybody. That's exciting.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
Hi, Emily.
I need
Yeah.
to find somebody with a chainsaw, and Sally McDonald suggested I talk to you.
Sally McDonald, huh? You a friend of hers?
Yeah.
Yes, my name's Nancy Drew. I'm in town visiting her.
Now what's she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
Don't worry about it. I really need a chainsaw.
She's got a little problem she's hoping I can solve. But right now, I need a chainsaw.
A chainsaw?
You know it.
What I really need is for someone to come out and remove the tree that fell in Sally's driveway.
I'll
Please.
get Tucker Davis to take care of it. Gotta warn you, though. Tucker tends to do things in his own sweet time. So how come Sally ain't with you?
She thinks the Malone place is haunted, and after last night, I can see why.
I told her. I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back. Just when we all thought they were finally resting in peace.
Have you ever seen the dogs?
Nope. Don't want to, neither. Just hearing 'em howl's bad enough. Scares the bejeebies out of me.
When was the last time they appeared?
Seems like they show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
I caught a strange man prowling around last night. He called himself Red Knot.
Yeah, it's
The
pretty
bird
strange.
watcher. Comes in every so often to stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
It seemed to me that he was more into watching birds than hugging trees.
Yeah, well, whatever. One thing's for sure. He's gonna wind up with a dose of buckshot in his hind end if he keeps tramping through people's yards making noises like he just popped out of a UFO.
A UFO?
These so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, me neither.
Mr. Knott did me a favor, and in return he asked me to pick up a cassette player from you.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. Thought maybe the old coot had forgotten he left it here.
He did not.
What else can I do you for?
Where do you find your... Achoo!
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
Some of those old bottles are beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Found 'em. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central. Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
So, it's finders keepers, huh?
That's right. See, recovering objects from the lake bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts was upsetting its delicate eco-balance. So thanks mostly to his constant squawking, the state banned it.
Emily's accent doesn't really fit this location.
Squeaky Wheel Acres?
Jeff Akers, local park ranger. I keep telling him all this stuff washed up on shore. But does that snobby little stickler for rules believe me?
It's also very over the top.
Sounds like you aren't real fond of Ranger Acres.
Jeff Akers could take all his precious rules and regulations and take a flying leap. Now, I got nothing against getting more customers in here, mind you. But I kind of like Moon Lake the way it is. Small, quiet, out of the way. But Jeff Akers, why, there's nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and all the property around it turned into one big, noisy, jam-packed state park.
Why would he want that?
He's the type of guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park got way bigger and was crawling with tourists, why, instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
I need to buy something.
You want it? I got it. Long as you pay cash, that is.
That's just it. I'm running kind of low on cash. Would it be possible to start a line of credit?
My daddy always said, neither a borrower nor a lender be. But I'll tell you what, seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's, and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing, I guess we could work something out. What is it you need?
Do you sell sandpaper by any chance?
I do, but Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was tired of that observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter regions.
Emily, why would you say that? I don't want to think about Red Knot's hinter regions. Oh.
I've disturbed him enough already. Would anyone else around here have some?
He's your only hope, but you better ask him for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
So you've seen his observation platform then, Emily. Does everybody just trespass on Sally's property willy-nilly?
Ew!
Nice. That is live bait. It's alive. Yeah, so Emily's accent sounds a lot like Ozarkian region to me, which is like some parts of Missouri, Arkansas, like kind of that area. I've lived in that area, so I recognize it. It doesn't really sound like what I think your typical Pennsylvania area accent would be, but I suppose it's possible that somebody moved. I suppose it's possible that she moved here. Okay, 80 years ago, Moon Lake was crawling with gangstas, flappers, and jazz musicians from the big city. Cool. They traveled to and from parties by boat, were so rich that if they accidentally dropped something in the lake, they wouldn't even bother going after it. Each item you see here was fished by legal means, that part was taped on, out of Moon Lake and most likely belonged to some wealthy big shot. Don't go home without buying at least one genuine artifact from the Roaring Twenties. Buy a piece of the past at M's Emporium. That's cool. This place is kind of tourist trappy, but it's, you know, it's got some local charm. Yeah, this is very much like a fishing store kind of vibe, which makes sense since we're on the lake. Alright, let's go visit our other location and meet the other character in this game. This game only has 3, like, in-person characters that you can talk to, which is, I think, the fewest of any of the games except for Ransom of the Seven Ships. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but typically we have about 4. So here you can learn about how old a tree is and how to figure that out. There's some other stuff you can look at in here. Just things about Moon Lake, and looks like the logging company that used to be here. Oh look, a park ranger, Francis Bacon Grits, with his wife Zelda Strawberry. What? What kind of names are those? Flavie, Danny, and Ronnie showing their prize-winning catches. Oh man. Civilian Conservation Corps, FDR. Okay, so you can learn about like national parks and the CCC that helped get a lot of people jobs after the Great Depression.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Akers' permission.
Or I guess kind of during the Great Depression. There's a computer here with fascinating factoids. I am not going to read all of this, but if you want to, there's a lot of info here on all kinds of stuff. Well water, priming a pump, Giardiasis, forest fire prevention, just, yeah, lots of different stuff. There's a nature slideshow. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. That's beautiful. A glowworm. Nice. Park regulations. Leash laws. While in Moon Lake, dogs must be kept on a leash at all times. There are no exceptions. Ooh. I hope that I don't get fined for having dogs not on leashes running around on my property. I mean, it's Sally's property, so I guess I can't really get fined, can I? They're not my dogs. Let's see, you can learn about the Native Americans that used to live here. That's cool. Early settlers. Famous residents. Oh, look at that! Another dog. Early 20th century celebrities from East Coast spent time here, including Florence Ziegfeld, the famous producer of Broadway musicals and revues. Yeah, the Ziegfeld Follies. In fact, in 1926, his boat, the Folly King, ran into the rocks at the north end of the lake and capsized. Nobody was hurt, but rather than going to the bother of repairing the boat, Ziegfeld simply left it there. Legend has it that for years a local dog would swim out to the wreck every day and lie on it, barking at everyone who came near. The boat gradually disintegrated until now no trace of it remains. Local legend has it that Ben Franklin spent the summer of 1744 on Moon Lake's south shore. That summer was a particularly stormy one, which has led to speculation that his interest in lightning and electricity were sparked by his experiences here. Moon Lake has had some infamous residents as well. In 1925, at the height of Prohibition, Mickey Malone, a gangster from Philadelphia who got rich smuggling and distributing illegal liquor, built a house on the North Shore at the site of the old Retzke farm. See early settlers. People came from up and down the East Coast to attend the parties he threw at Moon Lake. He was convicted of tax evasion in 1933 and sent to prison, where he eventually died. I feel like the story for Mickey Malone that they put into this game, because he's a fictional gangster, I believe he's not actually a real historical figure, but it does feel like a lot of points of his story are based off of Al Capone, who was also arrested for tax fraud, not his gangster activities. Creation of Moon Lake State Park. About Jeff Akers. Park Ranger Jeff Akers was born and raised in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. Upon graduation from Norris High School in 1989, he attended Penn State, where he earned a bachelor's degree in park and recreation management. He's been the park ranger at Moon Lake State Park since 1996. Because he spent much of his childhood at Moon Lake, he's excited about introducing visitors to what he calls the best state park in the country. From geology to astronomy to meteorology, Ranger Akers knows his stuff, so if you have any questions, just ask. He's here to serve. Well, that's good, because Ranger Akers, you are about to find out that I have all of the questions, actually. And here he is, the man himself, Ranger Jeff Akers. What is he doing with his hands right now? It kind of looks like he's using an iPad, but this is definitely before the era of iPads and touchscreens being common use. So, is he just stroking the wood on his desk? What are you doing, sir? Hi.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yes?
Are you Jeff Akers?
At your service. I noticed that you arrived by boat. Does that mean you're staying on the lake?
How did you notice that? There are no windows in here.
Yes, I am. My name's Nancy Drew. I'm visiting Sally McDonald.
I guess maybe you
Let's
heard
see.
the boat.
Sally McDonald is the woman who bought the old Malone place.
That's her. Unfortunately, she seems to have developed a problem of the canine kind.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
Does that mean you don't?
There's always a logical explanation for everything. Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy dogs.
I'm noticing from the calendar behind him that it seems to be April in this game, which it was also April in the last game, according to the calendar on Henrik's desk. So I guess Nancy came like straight here from DC, probably.
Any idea what would make a dog's eyes glow yellow?
Something in their diet, maybe? Some oddball vitamin or protein.
Huh.
As a park ranger, don't you want to know for sure what's behind these dog attacks?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I do.
I'm a very busy man, Miss Drew, but I am here to serve the public.
Look, it's not my fault that you literally wrote in your bio on your computer that you wanted me to ask you all of the questions, sir.
Do you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do. Simple to use, too.
That's
Just
good.
pump some water into this vial, return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two, you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Great.
Do wells go bad very often?
Depends on when they were dug. The older they are, the more susceptible to contamination they are.
This place isn't exactly your ordinary ranger station, is it?
It's also the Moon Lake Post Office, and it's the unofficial Moon Lake Museum of Factual and Natural History. I've lived here all my life, so I can't help but feel obligated to protect not only the area's flora and fauna, but also its past.
Which is apparently rather colorful.
As a member of the law enforcement community, I prefer to dwell on the positive aspects of history instead of on the activities of a bunch of glorified thugs.
So you'd probably like to see the old Malone place torn down and forgotten.
Not necessarily. It's hard to ignore its potential as a tourist attraction. And if that's what it takes to draw more people to Moon Lake, I'm a reasonable man.
As an officer of the law, can you think of anyone who might want to scare Sally off her property?
The woman who owns the shop across the lake? Emily Griffin? I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure she's been dragging the lake in front of Malone's house for artifacts, which is illegal. It would be a lot easier for her to do her dirty work if nobody was living there.
What do you know about the cemetery behind the Malone house?
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
Is Malone buried there?
That's the rumor.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just ask.
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem. Oh, and one last thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year, so please take precautions if you're cleaning out any area where they may have nested. They can carry some nasty diseases.
Thanks for the tip, Ranger Akers.
Alright, and that is Stranger Danger Jeff Akers. Ranger Jeff Akers. Yeah, he claims that he's here to serve, but he also claims that he's very busy, even though it seems to me like he's just kind of like running his hands over his desk all day. I don't know what he's doing. I get that he's the only staff member here, so I'm sure that does mean that he is busy in his own way, but does he look busy to you guys? I mean, he doesn't look very busy to me. Yeah, so anyway, he did give us the testing kit for our well water though, so now that we have that, and the tape recorder that Red asked us to get from M, we are good to go back home and start doing some more chores. This really is one of those games where Nancy just does a lot of other people's chores for them, because Sally basically just left and Nancy decided to help her do all of her work in her absence. So that's what we're doing. Well, our well doesn't seem to be working, so we're going to prime it, which is why I grabbed this water bottle. Not to drink it. I sure hope that Sally has more water around in case this well water turns out to be bad, because we just used up our only one to prime this pump, so I guess there's more water here. That water bottle, that's all the water that Nancy's got, so that's gonna have to last us. Great. Can I... Yeah, let's listen to the bird calls that Red has recorded for us.
American goldfinch. Northern cardinal. red-tailed hawk. Western tanager.
Nice. Okay. You don't really need to listen to those to go and find all of the birds, but I figured we might as well. Okay, let's go explore, see if we can find us some birds. I will start by just always taking right turns when I'm given the choice, I think.
No birds here.
No birds there. Okay, let's try going straight across. Oh, I hear a bird. I hear them. There they are. So we're gonna snap a picture of that goldfinch. Excellent. 1 down, 5 to go. Cool.
Tweet, tweet!
Nancy, that's not going to help you attract birds. She really doesn't know anything about bird watching, does she? Nancy, for somebody so
No
smart,
birds here.
sometimes you're just... Wait. Hello? Whose shoe is this? Why is there just a single shoe left in the middle of the forest? That's kind of ominous, no? I think it is. Let's see. Oh, I hear another burb. Burb? Hello? There's the burb.
Missed it.
Oh no! Well, that's a shame. But I did find that bird, and luckily, like, once you find a bird, that bird is always going to be found in that location. So it's not like we have to just keep searching everywhere to find these birds. Oh, I hear a blue jay. There he is. Oh, he's so pretty. I love blue jays. I know that they're kind of mean, but they're just really pretty birds. Okay, great. We got that one, so that's 2 birds down. 4 to go. And we found one of the other ones. We just couldn't get a picture of it. Oh, there's a robin. Very nice. Halfway there. We're halfway there. I heard a tanager. Where are you? Well, is it gone? Hello? I heard it. Come back. No. Oh. There it is.
Darn, it flew away.
Oh no! Okay, so, and then the other bird that we need to find is the red-tailed hawk, and that one is actually not going to be in the forest. And those 2 birds that we found that flew away, we're not going to be able to take their picture, just yet. So, it is enough that we have found where they're going to be, because Nancy wrote that down on her map for us, so that's very helpful. We'll be able to find them much more quickly and easily next time. Let's see if I can find my way out of these woods. Great. Okay, so now, let's see, we did the well. Let's go ahead and give the well water test to Ranger Acres so that we can get that sent off. I like the music in this game. I think it's pretty.
You're back.
I have that water sample. What do I do with it?
Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
He sounds so thrilled to see me.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
So helpful. So helpful. Okay. Let's see. I think the next thing I need to do is to talk to Red. And apparently he's only at his observation platform at night. which is odd because it seems like most bird activity, aside from like owls, would be happening during the day. But if you come up here during the day, he's not here. So yeah, there aren't that many birds that are nocturnal, I don't think. I mean, granted, I'm not like a huge bird nerd, so I don't know a lot about birds, but I think most of your bird activity is probably going to be happening during the day, or maybe like in the early hours of the morning. Ah, the creepy dogs howling in the background. Well, I've got to be safe up above ground, right? They can't climb trees. Right?
You find all the birds?
Well, kind of.
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some?
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark. That was always Ruth's favorite.
Was Ruth your wife?
Good heavens, no. My wife had no patience for birding. Ruth was my dog. Border collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her head, and she'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
Was she the only dog you ever had?
Yep. Wouldn't be worth the hassle anymore. Especially now that I'm retired and spend so much time at Moon Lake. The place is surrounded by park land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. There it is again. Take your sandpaper and go sand something, okay? How's the bird watching coming along?
I'm sorry, but finding those birds is harder than I thought it would be. Can you give me any tips?
You gotta look for them. This isn't gonna be any Sunday picnic, you know? And try early in the morning. That's when most of them are singing.
See you in a while.
No hurry.
So yeah, most of them are singing early in the morning. So why are you up here at night? I don't understand. Okay, so we got our sandpaper.
It's stuck.
Don't worry, Nancy. I got this. Okay, it should be good now. Do I want to solve this puzzle right now? Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. Actually, first let's call Bess because we haven't called Bess yet.
Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Bess. How'd you know it was me?
Telepathy, of course. Just another of my many talents. You are so full of it. She got caller ID, Nancy. So now, instead of hanging up on the geeks that always call her, she just doesn't answer the phone. Very funny. So what's up?
Believe it or not, on some nights, this house gets attacked by a pack of dogs. Sally's so scared of them, she left me here by myself.
Did you say dogs? She couldn't have, George. Dogs don't attack houses.
They were definitely dogs. They came out
They
of
were.
nowhere and started leaping at the windows and scratching at the doors like they wanted to get in.
Maybe that was just their way of being friendly.
These dogs were not friendly, believe me, and they had glowing yellow eyes. A birdwatcher I ran into said they were ghosts.
Ghosts?
The man who built Sally's place on Moon Lake was a gangster. The birdwatcher said that the ghosts of his dogs show up every time someone new tries to live here.
The place is haunted by ghost dogs? Like there's such a thing as ghosts. But it does sound like you've got another mystery on your hands, Detective Drew.
There's a private cemetery in the woods out back. Malone and his dogs are supposedly buried there.
Creepy.
And there were paw prints in the cemetery. Fresh paw prints.
Are you sure you're going to be all right there by yourself? We'd volunteer to drive out there and keep you company, but unfortunately my car's in the shop, and you know what a scaredy cat George is.
That's okay. There's really no room, and believe me, living conditions here are pretty primitive.
Scaredy cat, huh? You're gonna pay for that remark, dear cousin.
Moon Lake is gorgeous, but it's so remote. The park ranger is the closest thing they have to a sheriff around here.
Park ranger? What's he like? Which, as we all know, is Bess's way of saying, park ranger? Is he cute?
Not true, George. Nancy thinks everybody's cute, so what will be the point? Anyway, Nancy, you were saying?
His name's Jeff Akers. He's very helpful, polite, efficient, knowledgeable.
Sounds boring.
He is.
In fact, he probably knows more about the area than all the other residents of Moon Lake combined.
Sounds very boring.
What's he know about these alleged ghost dogs?
He thinks they're just plain old dogs that for some reason like to run around at night scaring people.
And what does Detective Drew think about the dogs?
I think Sally had good reason to be scared of them. I don't blame her for leaving, which leads me to think that maybe that was the whole idea.
Somebody had those dogs attack Sally in order to scare her away?
Why would anybody do that? She was there for less than a month.
You'd have to be a total creep to make enemies that fast. And Sally's one of the nicest people I know.
Ooh, Nancy! Speaking of cute guys, Frank and Joe Hardy called. I filled them in on where you are and what you're doing, and they're dying to hear from you.
Yay!
Great. Did they leave a number?
Their number is 280-555-4865. Bess didn't recognize it when they called and almost didn't answer the phone.
Good thing my cousin here has a memory like an elephant, huh?
What's that supposed to mean?
Call them, Nancy. They're dying to hear from you. But remember, Frank's cute and all that, but George and I want to hear from you too.
Yeah, no fair discussing the case with them from now on and not with us. Promise you'll keep us up to speed?
I promise. This birdwatcher I met has got me taking pictures of birds for some survey he's doing. He's a bit of a grump.
Does he live nearby?
No, he just kind of hangs out in the woods. In fact, I only see him at night.
Interesting. He's in the woods at night. The dogs are in the woods at night.
Could he have had a reason for wanting Sally out of the Malone house?
As far as I know, he and Sally were on good terms. But I also know that Red doesn't seem to have much use for any life form that doesn't molt.
He sounds like my Uncle Zach. He's into birds. Only he doesn't watch them. He hunts them, then shoots them. I never really liked my Uncle Zach.
Did I mention that all the water in Sally's house comes from a well?
Ew, really? Does it taste like rotten eggs?
Not all well water tastes like rotten eggs, Bess.
I don't know if it does or not. Because the well is so old, I need to get the water tested before I drink it.
Good plan. Nothing will wreck your day faster than a nice tall glass of contaminated water.
Bye, you guys.
Good luck, Nancy.
And stay in touch.
And now that we have the Hardy Boys number, let's call them too.
Hello?
Hey, Joe. It's Nancy.
Joe.
Nancy, how's it going? No, wait, don't answer that. Talk about the weather or something.
The weather?
Yeah, that'll give me time to grab the other phone and take it outside. Frank's washing the car. He'll kill me if he misses anything. Here, wait a sec. Take a break, it's Nancy. Hang on, he's putting the hose down. He's drying his hands. He's walking over.
Nancy, hi. What's up? Bess and George say you've got another mystery on your hands.
Or should we say, on your paws.
They told you about the dogs?
We made them tell us everything. Pumped them dry.
As you may have guessed, we're not exactly rolling in detective work here.
So you're living vicariously through me.
It's not the first time, sad to say.
What conclusions have you reached so far, Detective?
I don't know how Bess and George managed to tell them all of this when we only just told Bess and George about all of this in the same phone conversation that they told them that they had called the Hardy Boys and that they wanted to hear from us, but, you know.
If nothing else, those ghost dogs are very well trained. I'm watching to see who owns and or trains dogs around here.
Good plan. But don't forget, a really smart perpetrator is going to make it look like he or she has no connection to dogs whatsoever.
But then a really, really smart perp might have dogs all over the place and not bother to hide it, because he or she would figure you'd never suspect anyone so obvious.
Emily Griffin doesn't seem to have any dogs.
Uh-oh. Move her up on your suspect list.
I'd move her down.
You know, Joe, something tells me we're not helping.
I'm convinced that someone is using those ghost dogs to scare Sally into abandoning Malone's house. If I can just figure out why, I might be able to figure out who.
Never hurts to look for motive.
Later, guys.
We'll be waiting.
Alright, so we've called all of our friends. Very good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to solve that puzzle with the dogs. So, what you need to do is look at that poem that Nancy read earlier that's over here on the wall. And it talks about spring summer, autumn, and winter, and each one has a reference to an animal. So swans go with summer. Yeah, autumn goes with the deer, winter goes with the bird, and then the tree. I guess one of them is a tree. And then the tree goes with spring. So we need to look at this clock over here on the wall, and each one has this little bird or swan or that one's also swan right now. And so is that one. And the way that you switch them around is by moving these dogs around. So what you need to do is figure out which dog has which birthday, because each one is a different season. And out in the cemetery, there are markers for the dogs that has their birthday on them, so you can find out which one was born when. Hang on. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Vitus is born in winter. Xander is born in, I guess, summer. Lucy is born in spring. And Iggy is born in autumn. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to remember all of that. Iggy is autumn. Lucy is spring. Vitus is winter. Okay, so it goes Vitus, then Lucy, then Xander in summer, and then Iggy in fall. So anyway, you find out those pieces of information, and then you use the dogs to put the animal that corresponds to each season. I'm going the wrong way. To put the animal that corresponds to each season with the dog that's labeled in the cabinet, and that's how you solve that puzzle. So, you can also just rotate the dogs until you get them all right. But I'll try to solve this puzzle correctly. Okay. So what did I say? It was Vitus's winter, right? Vitus, Lucy, Xander, Iggy, I think. Okay, so winter was which one is winter? Okay, winter is the birds. So I need, these are all set the same direction. So Vitus is going to be the one that's different. Let's see which one that is. Okay, so that would be this one. So I need to set him to the birds. Which, right now he's on deer. Let's see if that's the birds. The way that they're all facing right now should be swans. So if it's not this way... Okay, it's not. So I think he was actually already correct with the first position that I had him in, but that's okay. Now I know which way not to turn the other. So Vitus is going to face that way. And then Lucy needs to be spring, which I believe is the tree, so it's not going to be that direction or that direction. I think it might be that way, actually. And then Xander... which one was summer? Summer the swans? Summer... Yeah, summer is swans. So I think he's already facing the correct direction too, which means I just need to get Iggy. And voila, that's how you solve that puzzle. And it looks like we have a secret passage, or a secret door over here. Oh yeah, nice. So let's see what we got. Picture and a door. Ooh, and we have a cellar. Okay, there's a door over there. Don't want to go out just yet, though. Oh, you're squeaking. And there's a little hidden safe over here.
It could be mice making that sound.
It could indeed. We don't know the combination yet, so we're not going to try to open it. But there is a hidden safe. And then, we have a newspaper article.
William Akers? I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
Could be. Thoughts on thuggery. The truth about Mickey Malone is told by his most trusted employee, William Akers. Wait, could Jeff Akers be related to Mickey Malone's most trusted employee? That would be awkward for him as an officer of the law. Mr. Malone has never spent a night in jail, and he never will, said William Akers. And you know why? Because he's just an ordinary Joe trying to run an ordinary business. He said this with such conviction that for a moment this reporter honestly thought Akers was talking about somebody other than Mickey Malone, the notorious gangster. But I was standing on the porch of Malone's getaway home at Moon Lake, having bushwhacked through thick brush from the east side of the lake to avoid detection and probable eviction by his bodyguards. And I was talking to the man who, according to the police, is the only person Malone trusts. I ought to know. I see him every day, Akers went on. He doesn't deserve all the grief you newspaper hacks give him. He's a rich man because his laundromats are fine establishments and people like to wash their clothes there. All this talk about him being a bootlegger is just plain hogwash. When I asked if I could talk to Malone, Akers said Malone was out walking. Like I said, he's an ordinary guy who likes to do ordinary things. When I asked if I could wait for him, he said, "What for? Anything you want to know about Mickey Malone, I can tell you. I've worked for him for 15 years. When I said all I wanted was the truth, he said, then you're in luck, because that's what I just told you. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy, but he's got these 4 big dogs, see, and sometimes they don't mind so good." I took the hint and left, but as I struggled through the brush to get back to my car, I realized something. Akers hadn't told me the truth about what Mickey Malone did, I knew that, but he had told me an important truth when it came to what Mickey Malone was. Someone who had at least one extremely loyal employee. I ask you, good citizens of Philadelphia, how many so-called legitimate businessmen can say the same thing? Tomorrow, reflections on Houdini, master magician. Interesting. Okay. Nice. So, yeah, we found a secret passageway. I think that's pretty much it for what we're able to do at night right now. So let's move it back to daytime. And we're gonna go see if we can get pictures of those other 2 birds. That we... Oh wait, no, we need the camouflage gear first. So sorry, everybody. We're gonna go talk to M first. And hopefully get that camouflage gear so that we can get the pictures of the other 2 birds. Hi, Emily.
Howdy, Nancy.
Any word from Tucker, what's his name?
Davis.
He hasn't
Nancy.
been by to move that tree yet.
I'll give him another call. But like I said, the man marches to the beat of another drummer. A very slow drummer.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all. But I'm running kind of low on bait. So if you go out and get me, say a dozen little critters, I'll give you the camos.
A dozen little critters?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just look under stuff. Rocks, logs, dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
Hunting for critters isn't illegal, is it?
Things ain't quite that bad around here. At least not yet. Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still around, you might get arrested for cruelty to animals or some such nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover, that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
I don't know why she said that like that. That doesn't mean anything to you, Nancy.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Akers. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
I found this picture in Sally's house. Do you recognize anybody?
I'm guessing the guy's Mickey Malone, but I don't know who's that lady. Sounds like a case for our resident know-it-all Ranger Akers.
Guess I'll see you later.
You betcha.
You betcha. Alright, we can ask Jeff Akers about the picture. Someone in the chat is asking, whoa, hold on. Someone in the chat is asking what number game in the series this is. This is the 7th game in the Nancy Drew series. And Jeff Akers has a dog. Does anybody around here not have a dog?
You're back.
I noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi, who never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
Do you have any other dogs?
I hope you're not suggesting I trained Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
I for sure was suggesting that, Jeff.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
Okay.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
She was probably as familiar with Malone's house and his dogs as he was. Think there's any chance she's still alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time.
Why?
If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
Because it's far from fascinating.
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Have you gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
How long have you been the Lone Ranger here, as it were?
6 long, very frustrating years. If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant, and I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
Then maybe these ghost dogs are a blessing in disguise.
What do you mean?
Well, if those
What do you
dogs scare
mean?
Sally away for good, other people are bound to think twice about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
I'm sorry, I really am. It's just that Sally's my friend, and I'd really like to find out why someone's doing this to her.
Tell you what, if you're serious about making amends,
Wait,
there's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates.
I
They're
said
from the estate
nothing
of a
about
local
making
history buff.
amends.
She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp. She put everything in envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals. Just put the envelopes in order by year with the earliest date in front. Oh, and if you're rusty on Roman numerals, there's an entry on them in the computer.
Okay if I read what's in the envelopes?
Don't go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it, you'll never get finished.
I've been trying to take pictures of birds for this guy named Red Knot. Ever met him?
Oh yes, the Birdman. I'd stay away from him if I were you.
The Birdman.
Why? Is something wrong with him?
He's a fanatic. He's got it in his head that Moon Lake would be the best bird-watching venue in the world except for one thing. Too many people. Believe me, If there was a way to get this park shut down and all the homes on the lake torn down, he'd do it in an instant.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Fancy, he didn't really do much to help us. If anything, he gave us a way to help him. Okay, well, we are going to do...
Let's see. Jeff said the envelope with the earliest date goes down in the front of each box.
We are going to do Jeff's job for him. Okay, so... Earliest date goes down in the front. So this is 1900 right here. And this is 1910. 1908. Okay, so that's going to go in front of that one. 1904. That'll go in front of both of those. And 1911. Yeah, okay, cool. That part looks good. So then, 1919 should go there. 1918. This is 1960. That's gonna go over in this column somewhere. 19. Yeah. Okay. So this one is gonna go in this column somewhere. 1950. That looks like.
Now that they're all
there.
sorted, I can do some reading.
Oh, that was easy. Okay. I guess you didn't really need to switch that many files around, so that's helpful. We are done in no time. Is a gangster about to become Moon Lake's newest resident? Probably. Rumors are flying thick and fast that Mickey Malone, a self-proclaimed captain of industry with far more ties to gamblers and smugglers than to legitimate businessmen, is building a house on the north shore of Moon Lake. The rumors started last June when the 10-acre property on which the house was being built was purchased by Philadelphia Duds and Suds, a company owned by Malone, which is widely believed to be merely a front for his criminal undertakings. Secrecy has shrouded the project ever since construction began in October of last year. 4 men in a locked gate block the driveway leading to the site. Unauthorized persons and vehicles are summarily turned away. Day and night, security guards patrol the heavily wooded lakefront property. Several large trucks strategically parked obscure any and all views of the site from the water. Even the workmen have been sworn to silence. When asked if Mickey Malone was indeed building a home on Moon Lake, Waldo Matthias, the agent spearheading the Department of Justice's investigation of Malone's activities, had only this to say. If he is, I suggest he live it up while he can, because the place we're going to be sending him to ain't on no beach, and he's going to be there for a real long time. Mr. Malone could not be reached for comment. Okay, so Mickey Malone moves to Moon Lake. Did I read this one? Is that the one I just read? Yeah, it is. Okay, I got confused for a second. Hold on. So then the next one. Gangster nabbed at Moon Lake residence, Mickey Malone arrested right at his luxurious Moon Lake property. Mickey Malone, a Philadelphia businessman long considered by police to be a bootlegger and a racketeer, finally felt the sting of the sword of justice when he was arrested this morning at his house on Moon Lake. Careful to keep Malone's attack dogs at bay, agents from Internal Revenue Service and the Gangster Mickey Malone in pajamas being led away. And the Department of Justice raided the lakefront home at dawn, catching Malone and his henchmen completely by surprise. Within seconds, Malone was handcuffed. Wearing only an overcoat over his pajamas, he was swept out the door and into a waiting car. He was driven directly to Philadelphia, where he was jailed on charges of tax evasion and conspiracy to violate prohibition laws. The police have been wise to Malone's criminal activities for years, but 3 previous attempts to incarcerate him failed miserably when Malone's shadowy associates, through bribes and threats, forced prosecution witnesses to recant their stories. This time, federal agents intend to rely on ledgers and tax returns to prove their case. Since 1927, when it was determined that even income gained through illegal means is taxable, authorities have been eager to use this ruling to make thugs like Malone pay for their crimes. Mickey Malone's been making us look like fools for a long time, declared Bureau of Investigation Agent Waldo Matthias. But today, the good guys finally got the last laugh. Malone loudly and repeatedly complained that he'd done nothing wrong as he was led to jail. However, his protestations of innocence ended abruptly when, apparently not wishing to be photographed in his pajamas, Malone took a swing at a press photographer. He was quickly subdued. Okay, so that was the arrest of Mickey Malone. Let's see what happened next. War takes. Philadelphia mobster dies in Leavenworth, February 13th, 1941. Michael Mickey Malone, what a name, died yesterday of liver failure in the federal penitentiary at Leavenworth, Kansas at the age of 52. Born in Newark, New Jersey in 1889, Malone owned and operated Philadelphia Duds and Suds, a chain of laundromats and dry cleaners that allowed him to disguise and disperse the money he made as a racketeer. Compared to other gangsters, Malone kept a relatively low profile. His desire for privacy was enforced by 4 large dogs who never left his side. Although he was rumored to be involved in everything from rum running to gold heists, he never spent a single night in jail until he was arrested in 1932 for tax evasion. He was convicted the following year and was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison. He died just 2 months before he was scheduled to be released. Okay. And last but not least, the most recent article, Dragging Ban is a Drag for Pennsylvania Treasure Hunter. There's gold in them there sandbars. At least that's been the experience of Emily Griffin, owner of M's Emporium on Moon Lake in central Pennsylvania. For the past 10 years, she's been dragging a heavy net back and forth along the bottom of the lake, uncovering and bringing to the surface relics from the 1920s. I've dredged up everything from diamond tiaras to skeleton keys to full bottles of French cognac, said Griffin. It just blows my mind that those people would drop back then and never bother going back for. One of Emily's finds, an Art Deco bracelet. She was referring to the wealthy guest of the gangster, Mickey Malone, who built a home on the lake in 1925 and threw large, raucous parties almost every weekend. Because his guests would travel to and from the house by boat, personal items were lost overboard with great frequency. Miss Griffin estimates that she has made close to $20,000 selling her finds to antique hunters and tourists, but last week her windfall came to an end. The county in which Moon Lake is located passed an ordinance making the recovery of objects from the lake bed illegal. The ban arose from the fact that the bottom of Moon Lake is composed of unusually fine sand. When disturbed, it clouds the water, sometimes for days, posing a threat to the aquatic plants and fish that otherwise thrive there. Park Ranger Jeff Akers, who oversees the state park surrounding the lake, initiated the ban. The eco-balance of Moon Lake is simply too delicate to ignore, he contends. But Ms. Griffin begs to differ. The whole thing's just plumb ridiculous, she says. You know what all that stuff down there is doing right now? It's rusting, rotting away, polluting the water. Hey, by getting it out of there, I'm doing the county a favor. Unfortunately, the county doesn't see it that way, and it appears that Ms. Griffin will have to abandon what had become a pleasantly profitable hobby. Oh, I don't know, she shrugs. I can still sell the stuff that washes up on shore, and that happens, you know, especially after a good storm. So I may be down, she says, eyes twinkling, but I ain't necessarily out. Money won't get flushed down this toilet. Watch the Septics Roadshow Monday nights on Plumbing Broadcast Service. Ooh, my fave. Okay, so that is all the drama. What was the date that Mickey Malone was arrested again? Arrested this morning. So that was January 29th, 1932. 1/2/9/1932. Okay, we're gonna remember that because remember how there was that list in front of that safe that we found? Yeah, the date that M. Malone was pinched was the last entry. And so that probably means that that date is the combination of the safe. So we're going to try that. And then we'll go search for birds in a minute also. Yeah, so MM pinched. Let's see here.
It looks like a tiny hole.
Good.
What's the combination?
What indeed? Okay. How many? Two. 9. I feel like this is wrong. Hold on. Let's start by just trying 1932 and see if that's right. I don't know how many numbers this combination is off the top of my head. I just know that that's the date that we're going for. Okay, so it must be longer than 4 digits. Let's just try the whole thing. 1, 2, 9, 19, 32. Okay, that was too many digits, I suppose. Let's see. What if I try 1, 2, 9, 32. Haha, there it is. Oh look, deer mice. So,
I bet those were deer mice.
So, can I just go ahead and ignore
Better
them?
be careful.
Okay, no, Nancy will not let us ignore them because diseases. So, we're going to use the gloves and the mask that we found to grab this book. And it's a journal for William Akers from 1933, that's after Mullen was arrested, to 1942. Let's see what he's got to say.
Speakeasy.
Oh? Today, Mickey went to prison, but when they were walking him to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs, and when the time came to do their tombstones like he told me. Then he whispered to me to look under the Victorola in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I'd find a map to the gold he sold 2 years ago. Then they shoved him into the wagon, and that was that. Poor Mickey. How's a guy who ever spent 1 night in jail supposed to spend 8 years in prison? He'll never make it. I think he wants me to have the gold, because deep down he knows he's never coming home. Anyway, I looked under the Victorola and I found the map. The problem is, there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines and the words, "The dogs will lead the way." There's no X marking the spot or directions or nothing. But I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't had anything decent to eat in months, so I'm gonna pack them up and move to Moon Lake permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. Ooh, sounds like we have buried treasure, everybody. Mickey never told me outright that he was the guy who pulled off the hole-in-the-floor gold heist. He always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay, but according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off a moving train right under the noses of about a dozen Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm real good and got him to cut a hole in the floor of the boxcar the gold was going to be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of his boys crawled under the train and pulled himself into the boxcar. Then, when the train was moving, he dropped the gold down the hole onto the tracks. Mickey's boys picked it up and got away clean. Nobody ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The papers said altogether they weighed around 600 pounds. The question is, did Mickey hide them in one place or did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? I just thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go to the gold if you say the right word. I'm going to try saying gold to them tomorrow and see what happens. I've said every word I can think of to all the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. I spent the last month following them around, first Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So it looks like I'm gonna have to start digging. I'll dig under the porch first, seeing as that's where Iggy always is. A month ago, I started working as a handyman over in Lewistown to make ends meet, so even though I stop by Mickey's every day to feed the dogs, I can only look for the gold at night. I dug all around under the porch, but didn't find nothing. I marked the porch on
Joe
the...
Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
He lied to us. Anyway, on the map with a big I for Iggy, because that's the place he always leads me to. I was so busy digging last Tuesday night that I almost wasn't there when my son was born. Oh no! We're calling him Joe. His big sister is real happy. She says baby Joe is just like the dolly she's always wanted, but we could never afford to get her. Truth is, we can't really afford Joe neither. I keep writing to Mickey asking him to please tell me straight out where the gold is, but he never writes back. I'll just have to keep digging. Leavenworth Prison, Leavenworth 48, Kansas. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. I dig around everything that could be a landmark. Logs, rocks, tree stumps, but I never find nothing. Plus, I keep getting lost. The paths look so much alike, especially at night, that I spent most of my time trying to figure out where I am. So last Sunday, I memorized the way to the cemetery. It's left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. So there you have it, everybody. If you just memorize those directions, you can get to and from the cemetery pretty quickly. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasy or the tunnels, I've been looking there for the gold because I looked everywhere else I can think of and got nowhere. Last week I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the spigots in the speakeasy. This got my hopes up because, the way I figured it, why would Mickey change the code without telling me unless he was hiding something? But when I finally figured out the new code, I didn't find nothing in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. Why Mickey spent all that money on pictures of those dogs of his, I'll never understand. I give up. Mickey's dead and so are all his dogs. I'll never find the gold. I got a good job offer over in Harrisburg and I'm gonna take it. Little Joe and Sarah deserve a better life than they've gotten so far, and it's high time Callie got a nice house and a husband who doesn't spend all his time chasing after something he can't find. But I'm leaving this journal here, because who knows? Maybe someday I'll suddenly remember something Mickey said, and it'll finally hit me where he hid the gold. Maybe I'll come back here and find it after all, but in the meantime, I got my family. They're what's important. They're treasure enough. Wow.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
I don't know, Nancy. Okay, so this is the Journal of William Akers, and now we know that there's treasure somewhere. So, I think we should look for it. I hear critters. Okay, now we're gonna do that chore that Em had for us, and we're gonna find a dozen little critters. And that way we can get the camouflage gear so that we can take the rest of the pictures for Red. So, let's do this thing. Luckily, the critters chirp at us, even if they're like worms, which, let me tell you folks, worms do not chirp. So, yeah. Bit unusual there. And you have to be fast to catch some of them because they'll move pretty quickly. I believe we can find 7 critters in various places during the day. So that's 5. At least 7. And then I think we can find 5 at night, if I'm not mistaken. And the places that we can find them will maybe stop chirping if we're not fast enough, but then they'll chirp again later after a little time has passed, so just kind of wander around listening for bugs. I'm not even going to try to catch that cardinal because I know I won't be able to without the camouflage gear. Nice, that's 6. I heard chirping. Did I look under this rock already? Maybe it's that one there. Yeah. Oh, okay, great. That's 7. So let's call that good for now. And then we'll go back to nighttime to get the rest of them. First, I want to check in with Jeff Akers and see if he's found out anything more about the woman in the picture or Wellwater or anything like that.
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Is she still alive?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
Oh, perfect. Do not drink or use the water from your well because it has arsenic
Not
in
only
it.
is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
Oh no. Somebody's trying to poison Sally?
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Whatever.
Where's Yogi?
In the run, out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
I'll be as dramatic as I want to be, Ranger Akers.
What do you know about a man named Joe Akers?
Why do you ask?
I understand he used to be the deputy here.
So?
Are you sure you're not related to William Akers?
All right. William Akers was my grandfather.
Why didn't you tell me that before?
It's not exactly something I'm proud of. My father spent his whole life trying to make people forget what my grandfather was, and trying to make sure people who didn't know what he was never found out. I've been doing the same thing.
What did William Akers do after Malone was arrested?
I'm afraid you're going to have to excuse me, Miss Drew. In case you've forgotten, I'm a very busy man. I apologize for my previous behavior. As a park ranger, I strive to keep my personal feelings in check at all times, and that time I failed. It's my duty as a public servant to try to make it up to you. What would you like to know?
Well, I do appreciate that, and he did have a change of heart very quickly, so...
What can you tell me about the gold that Malone supposedly buried on his property?
As far as I know, it doesn't exist. It's just one of those rumors people want to believe, so they do.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Sure, Ranger Akers. Sure, the gold isn't real. Sure. Okie doke. Let's call this Vivian Whitmore. 702 555 9137.
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh no!
No, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call, but you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida, and when I say old, I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff, you'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
That's right. I found it in the cellar of Mickey Malone's old house on Moon Lake.
Moon Lake. Talk about your fond memories. I had a lot of fun there. Although I wasn't anywhere near as wild as most young people were back then. But I think Mickey kind of respected me for that. I was his gal for 5 years. He always kept birch beer on tap at that speakeasy of his just for me.
Tell me about the speakeasy.
It was in the basement, right there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
Did this speakeasy have a secret entrance?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery behind the house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
Do you have any idea how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using two main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
The key to the tombstone? You still have it?
It's in the bottom of my jewelry box. I've come this close to throwing it out 100 times, but it's so small and the memories it brings back are so big. Well, I just couldn't, as a joke. Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it out for him inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
Okay, so I'm guessing that is Waldo Matthias that we read about.
William Akers, the guy you call Willie. He wrote about looking for the gold that Malone had supposedly buried on his property at Moon Lake. Do you know anything about that?
The hole in the floor gold heist. Well, I'll be darned.
So it's true? He did bury gold on his property?
Truth be told, when Mickey told me he was the one who pulled off that heist and that he'd buried 20 gold bars at Moon Lake, I didn't believe him. I thought he was making it up. See, Mickey and I were on the outs by then. I thought he was just trying to entice me to come back. But if he told Willie the same thing, maybe there's something to the story after all.
Do you have any idea where he might have hidden it?
Afraid not. Mickey was so secretive that the men who completed his house at Moon Lake were not only forbidden to talk about the work they'd done, but they were ordered to leave the state for good, or else. But you know, I think he mentioned a map.
Oh.
Yes. He said he was making a treasure map and that... the dogs. Something about those dogs of his.
The dogs will lead the way?
He was always saying that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he had it engraved on his tombstone. Think, Viv, think. He said he was making a treasure map and that he was also having paintings done of each dog. He made it sound like one thing had something to do with the other, like he was giving me some big important clue. But I just figured he was playing games, trying to lure me back with mystery and intrigue. I told him to buzz off. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Did he say what he was going to do with the paintings?
He said he was going to hang them in the speakeasy, and I'm sure that's precisely what he did.
Can you remember anything about Malone's dogs that might suggest where he hid the gold?
I stayed away from his dogs. They made me nervous, always jumping around, barking at this or that. The only one I liked was, what was his name? Iggy! I liked Iggy because he was nice and quiet. He just lay on the porch all day and didn't make a peep.
Do you know anything about the safe that's in the cellar of his house at Moon Lake?
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. By Willie, I mean William Akers, one of the guys who worked for Mickey.
What can you tell me about William Akers?
He was Mickey's most trusted employee. Mickey treated all his other men like dirt, but not Willie. He honestly liked Willie, respected him, trusted him implicitly.
It's been fun talking to you.
Anytime.
Okay, so that's Vivian. I like her. I think she's a fun character, kind of a spunky old lady. I hope that I'm a spunky old lady like her if I ever get to be that old. And she wants us to send her this picture so that we can get the key leading into the speakeasy from her. So let's send it to her.
Hello again, Miss Drew.
Hi.
Am I in for another interrogation?
I'd like to mail this photo to the woman in Las Vegas. Can you do that for me?
As always, I'm here to serve, Miss Drew. Just give it to me and I'll take care of it. I'm sure she'll be very pleased to get this back.
Did your grandfather ever find any gold on Malone's property?
If he did, he never spent it. He wasn't poor when he died, but he certainly wasn't rich.
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Drew. And to show my gratitude, I've got something for you.
Chances are it isn't a paycheck.
No, it's an honorary Junior Park Ranger pin. I keep them on hand so I can give them out to children whom I see demonstrating respect for park rules and regulations. A little bit of positive reinforcement. Unfortunately, I don't get to give them out that often.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ranger Akers.
The sarcasm.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Thanks, Ranger Akers. Always a pleasure. Okay. So we're making pretty good progress here, everybody. We do need to find the rest of the critters, which I think we have to do at night. So let's go ahead and turn it to nighttime. And we'll do that. Yeah, there's just certain critters that apparently you can only find at night, and I can never remember if they're in the same spots or different spots as ones that you can find during the day. Probably a bit of both, but maybe it is just different. So, anyway. I'm walking around, looking for bugs. Okay, so we got a couple of glowworms here. That's 2. Excellent. Should hopefully be able to find 3 more. I know that there's some at the cemetery that we can find at night. I can't remember if there are any more elsewhere. Oh, sounds like maybe there are. Aha! Another glowworm. That's 3. We just need 2 more, everybody. Oh, oops, I accidentally went home instead of to the cemetery. There we go. Aha! Okay, so there's... If I can look down, there's a rock here. Yep. And that's it. That should be a dozen little critters. I'm glad that we can grab both of those 2 at the same time. So let's see. The tombstone that we're looking for, I believe, is this one here, Waldo Matthias. Yeah. So that's going to be the one that we can use to unlock the secret entrance to the speakeasy once we get that key from Vivian. So hopefully we'll get that soon. For now, you can see. We'll talk to Red later. I think we're good for now. By the way, Red Knott is played by the same voice actor who plays Brady Armstrong and Henrik Vanderheen, which are characters that we've met in the 2 previous games. So that's a fun little fact for you guys. Let's go give Emily her bugs. And then we can get the camouflage gear so that we can take the other pictures of the birds for Red.
Nice Junior Park Ranger pin. You must really be on Akers' good side.
Nancy is wearing the Junior Park Ranger pin that Ranger Akers gave her. I love that.
Does the name Waldo Matthias mean anything to you?
I can't say as it does.
Do you know anything about the gold that Mickey Malone supposedly buried somewhere on his property?
All I got to say about it is, if there really was a bunch of gold buried somewhere and nobody ever found it, it's for darn sure nobody ever will. Not with them dogs up there.
Guess I'll see you later.
You betcha.
Wait, I thought we had the... Do we not have a dozen critters? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's a dozen.
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
Oh, there we go.
12 big, fat, juicy ones, just like you wanted.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal. Here you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you. How you holding up?
Guess I'll see you later.
You betcha.
Thanks, Emily. So we have 3 more bird pictures that we need to get. We have found 2 of those birds already, but they flew away when we tried to take pictures of them. So hopefully now that we've got our camo gear, we should be good to go. So let's go do that. Let's see, the first one is this way. Oops, sorry. It's over here, kind of in the direction of the cemetery, I believe. Yeah. I hear it. There it is. Perfect. Great. And then the other one is the cardinal that was back closer to where we came from. I'm just gonna consult my map. Red bird. So, fallen tree. Okay, so when I get to the fallen tree, I turn right, which is here. So it should be over here. Yup, there it is. Perfect. All right, all of them. Except for the hawk that I told you guys is going to be in a little bit different spot. So I think we're actually going to want to ask Red about that one, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see if Vivian has sent us a package yet. I'm not sure how quickly the mail works, but we can check and see if we've gotten anything from her.
Hello again, Miss Drew.
Thanks for all your
apparently
help.
not. Okay,
Not a problem.
great. We will check in later. Let's call Vivian, see if she's gotten the package that we sent her yet. I can't remember if you need to do that to trigger her sending the key or not, but it doesn't hurt to try.
Hello?
Is this Vivian?
No, this is Eustacia Andropov.
Eustacia Andropov?
Snacks in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh, Eustacia Andropov? Harry Houdini's cousin?
Use the air horn like I showed you.
No, Eustacia, wait! It's Nancy Drew. I talked to you on the phone a couple of months ago, just after a friend of mine was kidnapped in St. Louis. I asked you questions about the theater where the kidnapping took place, the Royal Palladium, remember?
Nancy Drew, the Snoopy one. You're not dead yet?
No.
Surprising.
Most people, I talk to them one day, next day they're dead. It is an old age thing. Stop being so morbid here. Have some clam dip. Hello? Nancy? So you know Eustacia, huh? Small world. Well, what's up?
It's been fun talking to you.
I'll be suing you.
Okay, so I guess we don't actually need to talk to her about that just yet.
Great. Let's make it nighttime so that we can talk to Red about
the hawk that we haven't been able to find.
How's the bird watching coming along?
Mickey Malone supposedly buried a bunch of stolen gold bars on his property way back in the 20s. Did you know that?
Really? That's interesting. I don't much care, but it's interesting.
So you don't know anything about it?
Nope.
Okay.
I just can't seem to find a red-tailed hawk. Any suggestions?
Well, there's gotta be lots around here. You haven't been going around wearing sunglasses and earmuffs, have you?
No, Red, I haven't.
Well, according to my bird map, they like to nest in the big tree that's just to the southwest of the Malone house. I suggest you park yourself nearby and wait. Bound to spot one sooner or later.
See you in a while.
Just remember, eyes open, mouth shut.
Okay, we can look for a tree, sure. But they're probably only gonna come out during the day, so let's make it daytime. Okay, I am not
Well, I don't see
seeing
any
a tree.
hawks, but this is probably the tree Red was talking about. At least it was the tree.
Oh,
That sounded like a hawk.
there he is. Perfect. Wait. And that's it. Our 6th bird picture. We are done. We got all 6 pictures of the birds. Now what is that?
Hey, what is that hawk standing on?
Looks like a speaker.
Oh, that looks like a speaker.
Hello?
Huh?
Oh.
I
Fire.
better get out of here. My arms and legs are tied. I can't move.
Oh no.
At least I can kick. If I could just get that scythe down, I could use the blade to cut the rope around my wrists and free my hands.
That seems like kind of a risky plan, Nancy, but okay, we will try. So I guess I'm gonna kick this thing. No, I'm not. Okay, maybe I'll kick that. Okay, good, good. What? Oh, I see. There we go. And we're lucky that the scythe didn't just, like,
I can't just let
slice
this thing
us
burn up.
into.
I've got to put it out.
You've got a water bottle, Nancy.
Fire!
Okay, not helpful. Cool. I copy. Let's head down to the lake. Do I still have the bucket? Oh, I don't have the bucket. Well, that's not going to be very helpful then. Let's use well water. This is pretty slow. Okay. Well, I have the bucket. It is full of water. I am shocked the fire has not spread more at this point.
What in blazes happened? I saw the fire from my platform and came running. You weren't in there
You
playing
just
with
came from
matches,
the other
were you?
direction, Red.
I was looking at birds, and then I noticed something on the house, and the next thing I knew, I was locked in the tool shed and somebody was setting it on fire.
Whoa, you're not making much sense. Probably smoke inhalation or something. Come talk to me after you've cleaned yourself up and gotten some sleep. I need to tell you something.
Somebody tried to kill you?
I didn't say that.
Somebody knocked you out, locked you in a shed, set it on fire, and you think they were, what, just pulling a prank? Wake up and smell the hostile vibes, Nancy.
I guess it's just hard for me to believe that anybody would consider me to be that big a threat.
I should have never let you stay there by yourself.
Sally, I'm fine. I feel bad about your tool shed, though.
Who cares about the shed? It was full of junk anyway. I'm glad to be rid of it.
That's kind of the way Ranger Akers saw it, too. He showed up right after the birdwatcher did and ticketed me for burning refuse in a manner that endangered park property.
That man is insufferable.
Yeah.
Emily was nice, though. She came by right afterwards and wouldn't leave until I drank the tea she made for me.
Look, Nancy, one more time. If you want to leave, just say the word and I'll come get you.
Sally, one more time. I'm fine.
Well, then promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise. I'll be in touch.
You better.
Nancy, if someone's trying to kill you, maybe don't drink. tea, especially when someone might have poisoned your well water. Don't drink tea that is being, like, forced on you by somebody else. I don't know. Just... whatever. Okay, cool. So Red wanted us to come talk to him. So let's make it nighttime. And we'll do that. Also, we have all the bird pictures finally, so... that means we can be done with it.
Hello there. I owe you an apology.
Yeah, you do.
After you came up here looking for those red tails, I gave my map a closer look and realized it was more than 50 years old. Reason you can't find them is probably because their favorite nesting tree is gone. Finding that hawk's gonna be harder than I thought, so why don't you just give me back my camera and I'll take it from here. It didn't get burned up in that fire or anything, did it?
Well, joke's on you, Red, because I did get that picture.
Somebody clobbers me over the head and then tries to barbecue me, and all you're worried about is your camera?
It's
Yeah.
a very expensive camera.
Oh, whatever.
I never noticed those gas cans before.
I ran out of gas. So much for being prepared, huh? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'm sure you've got places to go, things to see, people to pester.
You'll be happy to know that I did get a picture of a red-tailed hawk. So here's your camera back. I got all the birds.
Ha,
Thank
ha.
you, Nancy. Nice work. You're a credit to your generation.
See you in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super coincidental that he suddenly has a bunch of gas cans when he doesn't even have a car out here, just a boat. Yeah. Okay. What do I need to do now? I think at this point I want it to be daytime so that I can see if I got that package yet from Vivian, because I think that's what I need at this point.
A package just arrived for you from Las Vegas.
Yes! Excellent.
Great. Vivian sent me the key.
I'll dispose of the package. Wouldn't want to break any littering laws, would we?
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Oh, Ranger Akers, you're a real special person. Okay, so Vivian sent us the key. We're gonna go try it out on that tombstone. And then I believe we'll need to call her again for some guidance. But we are getting real close to the end of the game. I haven't quite started the end game sequence just yet, but we're getting close. Oops. So many twists and turns. Okay, so here we have the keyhole, and nothing happens. Let me just see if I can solve this puzzle without talking to Vivian. I don't know if I can or not. Let's find out. Very close. Okay, I can. So I guess I don't actually need to ask Vivian about that. Maybe I will anyway. But yeah, you need to change it to Baldo.
It's too dark. I need a flashlight.
Okay, well I have a flashlight. So can I back away from this? I guess not. Okay, I don't actually want to exit though, so let's see.
Oh, the batteries are going dead.
Oh no!
I can't see a thing. I'd better go back.
I need to find the lever. Oh no. Well, I lost my bearings for sure.
Oh, the batteries are going dead.
Okay.
I can't see a thing. I'd better go back.
Turning around. Looking for the lever. Is that it? Found it. Great. That's what I was trying to do before, but I didn't know if I'd turned around already or not. Great. So, we need batteries for our flashlight, which means we need to go to N's Emporium and see if she has any for us. And then, because we have no money, because Nancy just decides to go places without bringing any money with her, we're probably going to have to do a chore for her in order to get the batteries. This really is the game where Nancy just does everybody's chores all the time. There's very little, like, actual, like, mystery, like, crime things happening. There's the ghost dogs at the beginning, but then the rest of the game is kind of just running around doing chores for people.
How you holding up?
I need flashlight batteries. Do you carry them?
Yep. But you know, I've been meaning to make a pretty display out of them packs of combo coal over there for the longest time. Just can't seem to get around to it.
I could probably do that.
Here's the way it should look when you're done.
Okay. Trying to take it from you. Thank you. Okay. Great. So, this is a puzzle. Yeah. Okay. I like to try to just solve it as I go. Okay, that one's actually already in place, so that's helpful. So is that one. What about that one? So is that one? That one is not. Okay, so I need this one to go there. And then that one does actually go there. How about that one? No, that one's here. And that one goes there. And then that one's already in place. I need you to go there. And that one goes there. That one goes there. And that one went there. Does that one need to be rotated? That one needs to be rotated. The other one not. Otherwise that one's in place. You go here. And you need to be rotated. And you're in the right spot. I think that one's in the right spot, but it needs to be rotated. Yep. And then that one goes there. And then that one needs to be rotated. And I think we're done.
One smiling goldfish. It's obviously never tried combo cola.
Sassy, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. This mean you got them cans stacked?
You bet. They look just like the picture you gave me, which you can have back.
Here's your batteries. And thanks, Nancy.
Alright, just gonna put those in here right now. Great. Okay. So, we've got our flashlight. We should be good to explore that tunnel now. Going through the woods again. We spend a lot of time walking through the woods. A lot of time walking through the woods. Alright. So, have to solve this puzzle again, sadly, because it's not a hard puzzle, but it's also not the easiest puzzle. At least not for me. My strategy is to just kind of get each letter correct and work my way down the row and then go back through if I need to, and that usually works.
It's silly to try to explore this in the dark.
Which is why I'm not going to, Nancy. I've got a flashlight. Okay, that's the hole that we fell into before. Classic. So we have some tunnels here. I think I'm just gonna try going off this way.
Uh-oh.
Fork in the road. I'm gonna keep going this way and hope that it works out. Yup. Found it.
So this is the speakeasy. Wow.
Very nice. Okay, so there's the speakeasy. We're gonna lift that just so that we can get through those doors if we want to. And this is a super cool location. I think it's super fun in this game. I'm gonna press that button because it's gonna unlock some things for me that I need to see.
So Lucy would swim out to the shipwreck, which is about here.
So Nancy kind of figures this out for us. We're gonna look at the painting. Oh, look at that, bullet holes. We're gonna look at the paintings of the dogs and mark kind of where they were known for hanging out on the map. And then that's gonna help us solve the puzzle. This is Xander. He's got a red collar. We can't really see the rest of this painting, unfortunately. Vitus.
The map is correct. The tree where Vitus would bark at the hawks used to be right about here.
Perfect. I'm so glad that Nancy just figures this part out for us because that's very helpful. And we already know that Iggy kind of hangs out on the porch. Iggy is yellow. I need to be keeping track of this. Vitus is blue. And you might have noticed this already, but the dogs are all named after, well, the beginning of their names all begin with Roman numerals. So, for instance, Lucy starts with an L, so 50 is the Roman numeral that matches up with L. And so Lucy's green. Xander was red, right? Yeah, so Xander would be 10. So green is 50, red is 10, blue is V, so that's 5. And then Iggy is yellow, which Iggy, I, is 1. So
Those must be the spigots William Akers mentioned in his journal.
So we're gonna match up the letter for each name with, can I move these yet? Can I not? Oh, I thought I could. I thought I had unlocked those by pressing this button over here. Does it need to be up? Oh, I guess I need to press it and then go immediately over to them. Yeah, now I can move them. Okay, perfect. Just gonna... Can I do all of them at once? I think I can. Okay, so red needs to be Xander, so... I'm just gonna keep pressing this until it turns into an X. You can make it turn more than one time, but you don't really need to. Okay, blue, was blue Lucy? I think Nancy's keeping notes on this in her PDA. I know that yellow is Iggy, so let's go ahead and do that one. So I'm trying to get this to an I. Just like that. Okay. No, I think Lucy's green and blue is Vitus. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. So I need a V here. Oops. Well, I did 2 rotations that time on accident. Oops. Hopefully I can still get to... yeah. Okay, I should have just done 1. If you do multiple, you risk just kind of like going right past the letter that you need. Okay, good. And then Lucy. This one needs to be an L. I don't know if the way that I'm explaining this puzzle with the spigots is making any sense, but hooray! When you do that, it opens up a secret tunnel. that we couldn't
It's too
find
dark.
before. Well, I've got a flashlight, Nancy. Don't panic. It's okay. Okay, yeah, so this tunnel up here was not open before. So, let's see what we've got here. We've got little tile pictures of all of the dogs, just like the ones that we saw in the speakeasy. So the one of, was it of Xander, I think, that we couldn't see before.
Xander, played by the pump, which is right here.
Great, so now we have a location for each dog on our map. So we need to, you'll see, we also have these tile maps on the walls. We need to find the one that lines up with our terrain, which I think is this one. And then we're gonna punch in the tile on this map for where each of the dogs was. So Lucy was on the rocks here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 down is Xander, 2 over 1 up is Iggy, 2 over 1 up is Vitus. So Lucy, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 over 1 up, 2 over 1 up. Great. And at this point,
That doesn't sound good.
no it doesn't. I think our way out that we came through just got blocked. So at this point we are entering the end game sequence, everybody. So that's very exciting.
It's some kind of lock.
I have a
It's some
key.
kind of lock.
Oh, can I not use that key? I guess not. Okay. Well, now I'm confused. Because I thought I had everything I needed, but maybe I don't. Can I not go that way? Ah, I have to go this way. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so this is the endgame sequence, everybody. This passageway just opened up, and what do we have here in
So
this cage?
you're the ghost dogs. You look pretty real to me.
They do look pretty real. Aww. Hi, buddy. Hi, friends. They're cute. So, we have, this thing.
These dogs have been trained to act vicious on command.
So it's a dog whistle that makes the dogs act up. We have glow-in-the-dark toothpaste, so that explains how their teeth were glowing. And what do we have over here? We have these collar things that looks like that's how it makes their eyes glow. Here's a key, that'll be helpful. Here's
That's the speaker I saw in the house.
the speaker we saw in the house is where the dog noises and howling came from. Here we have some tabloid magazines about Brady Armstrong, and Mayan temples used as alien landing pads, which is a reference to Secret of the Scarlet Hand, the previous game. And we've got a journal here. Let's see. Malone Dock, comb, cameo pin. Rumor going around, Lake Malone's house has been sold. Find gold now. Looking for gold. And also other things. Dog checkup time, return Titanic. Because it's overdue. The rumor's true. Still no gold. Time for plan D as in dog. Too cold to drag. Antique get hair done while in Harrisburg. You guys think this is Red Knot's journal? I hope so. He needs to get his hair done. New owner moving in April. Get all the stuff. Gary's gadgets and gizmos. So somebody's been looking for gold here. And they're also keeping tabs on Sally. And they're also keeping tabs on me, who is Nancy Drew. Knows about gold, must find before she does. Okay, so somebody, whoever's been trying to use the ghost dogs to scare Sally,
I bet the dogs attacked Sally's house because high-frequency signal was transmitted to them through the speaker I saw on the roof.
they have also been searching.
You've been trained to
for the
respond to
gold.
a silent signal from this thing, haven't you?
Yeah, they have. It's not their fault. They're all really good boys. Okay, so I did the mosaic puzzle a little bit soon, so sorry everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. But now that we have the key, we should be able to see this one through. I forgot that we needed to do that first. Okay, so we use the key. It takes us into this room with this big, huge metal door. And there's all these wheels that you can turn. Let's see. It looks like it's full of water right now, so that means it's a really good idea to open the door, right? Oh? Well, I guess that wasn't the greatest idea, actually. So we'll keep that closed. Let's see if we can get the water level down. Can I turn this wheel?
It's locked.
I cannot. Can I turn this wheel? I can. Did it do anything? Nope, the water level is still up. So, here's a wheel just sitting on the ground. And there's an empty
The
spot
wheel is
for
gone.
one. Well, I found it, Nancy. Can I turn
The
it?
wheel is spinning, but nothing's happening.
I gotta have some torque. Okay, let's see if I can turn that now. That sounded good. Maybe not. Maybe the water is filling now? Ah, there we go. Okay, good. The water should be down now. I'm just gonna grab that so that it can't be filled back up again
It's
while
locked.
I'm inside.
I'm this close to finding the gold. I just know it.
Yeah, you're super close, Nancy. Okay, great. So we opened that up and we're going down into this well. Which, is this a good idea? I don't know, but we're doing it anyway. So here we have what looks like a combination lock. Now, notice the colors are the same colors as the dog collars, and remember what I told you about them all being Roman numerals? So green was Lucy, which means we want this one to be 50. Now, unfortunately, they all kind of turn each other, so this is a bit of a puzzle. So red was Xander, this one needs to be 10. Blue was Vitus, so this one needs to be 5. And then yellow is Iggy, so this one needs to be 1. Okay, but this one changed, so let's turn that back to 5. And then I think that's it. Great. And luckily we grabbed that wheel, so we can use it here. Otherwise we'd be out of luck. And it's opening up this safe. And what do we have here, everybody?
600 pounds of gold bullion.
That's a lot of
Wow.
gold. Wow. It's so pretty. Well, that's nice. We're just going to leave it here. That was fun, Nancy. Hello?
Hey there, Nancy. Why, what on earth have we got here?
Emily, what are you doing here?
Can't let Emily catch me.
Oh, we don't want to get caught. Got it. Turning. Yeah. We'll slam the door on her. There's no way she can get in here, though, right? I should just stay in here, right? I guess she could open the door. So maybe I should come out this way. Now I'm right back where I started, though.
There's plenty of gold here. We can share.
I don't share, Emily.
Open the door!
No, I will not.
Nancy, wait. Let's talk about this. This can just be our little secret. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, remember? Nancy?
The gold's all yours, Em. Enjoy it while you can.
And then Nancy locked her in there and let her die.
Dear Ned, as soon as I got out of the tunnels, Emily had left a door open. I called the sheriff.
Oh.
But when I led him back down the well to the room where I'd left Emily, she refused to leave. He and his deputies finally got her out, but one of them said afterward that if he had to choose between getting a bear away from her cub and getting Emily away from that gold, he'd pick the bear. What's worse, by the time they took Emily away, the place was swarming with reporters from all over the country. The commotion has scared away every bird for miles. I'm pretty sure Red Knot would like to strangle me. On the other hand, when Ranger Akers found out that 7 cars and 2 helicopters were illegally parked on park property and that he was going to get to ticket them, he was ecstatic.
Oh my gosh.
Tucker Davis finally cleared away that dead tree,
Yay!
which means I'm free to drive home. Moon Lake is beautiful, but I've had enough wildlife for now. Which reminds me, did I mention that those 4 ghost dogs are actually very sweet? They're so sweet, in fact, that Sally is seriously thinking about adopting them. How's that for irony? Ever yours, Nancy.
Okay, I was just kidding. She didn't leave
Bess,
Emily
hi,
down there
it's
to
Nancy.
die.
I'm at this little amusement park on the coast. I wish I could say I was having a wonderful time, but the fact is, some pretty spooky things have been happening here. There've been some strange accidents, and the carousel, it starts up in the dead of night all by itself, like it's haunted or something. You know me, I don't get scared very easily, but I saw it myself, and I'll call you later. I've gotta go right now.
Well, that's dramatic. I've always kind of wondered about that trailer because nothing about that actually happens, spoilers, in the next game. At least not quite that way. I'm not sure what it is that Nancy saw that meant she needed to hang up the phone so quickly. But anyway, that is the trailer for the next game, Haunted Carousel, number 8 in the Nancy Drew game series. We did it, everybody! We solved the mystery. I like certain elements about this game. I think the speakeasy is really fun. I think all of the history with the gangsters and Mickey Malone and the gold treasure hunt, I think that's fun. The ghost dogs is a fun haunting concept. That cutscene at the beginning with the dogs attacking the house is a really good one. However, and also I think the phone characters in this game are really good. I love Vivian and Eustacia. We didn't talk to them a whole lot in this playthrough, but you can talk to them and they're really fun. You can talk to Bess and George and the Hardy Boys, which we didn't do a ton of, but they're also really, really fun phone contacts. However, I do feel that most of the gameplay in this game is just doing a bunch of chores and less solving the mystery, and there's so much back and forth where it's like, oh, I need this thing, so I have to do this for this person, but they won't do that until I do this for this other person, and it's just a lot of kind of boring, weird chores to do, like picking up bugs and going bird watching. I don't know. I wish there was more mystery solving. I also feel like the characters that are actually in-game characters in this game are kind of boring for the most part. The phone characters are definitely a lot more interesting. But, you know, all in all, not a bad game. Pretty solid. I would love to have seen a bit more mystery solving. I do love the music. I think the setting is really fun. Yeah. So it's a pretty good game. Yeah, I have to agree. Someone in the comments said that this game has grown on them over the years, that they didn't used to think much of it. I feel that way too. This is also one of those games that I didn't play as much growing up, so I think I liked it more when I finally like bought it and owned it and was able to play it more, just because it was a game that I was less familiar with. But yeah, there are things that I think they could have done better with this game. But the Cozy Cabin Forest vibe is really good, and I would love to take a vacation like the one that Nancy takes in this game, where you just kind of go to a nice little cabin on a lake and just kind of enjoy being in nature. I do think the lake setting is super pretty. There is actually a Moon Lake, I think, in Pennsylvania that you can go to. This game isn't 100% based on that particular lake, but I've heard people talk about it and seen some pictures, and it looks pretty. So you can actually go to Moon Lake in Pennsylvania. Alright, well, that's it for this game, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.